Case in point, yesterday, as part of his White House ballroom project, he sent out a backhoe to rip off a chunk of the East Wing. That is it. We are not giving him the security deposit back. Yvonne, can we see that picture again? That is so deeply unsettling. It's like being a kid and seeing your teacher at the grocery store. For sale.
On Sunday, he sat up in bed and posted, the NFL has to get rid of that ridiculous-looking new kickoff rule. How can they make such a big and sweeping change so easily and quickly? It's at least as dangerous as the normal kickoff and looks like hell. Sissy football is bad for America and bad for the NFL.
It started with something deceptively simple, a smartphone, a microphone that was very much live, and one of the most recognizable political figures in the world watching from home. During the Oscars broadcast, Jimmy Kimmel paused his monologue, pulled out his phone, and read a social media post aimed squarely at him, word for word. Then came the closing line. He looked up, waited a beat, and asked, "Isn't it a little late for your jail time?" The room erupted. Laughter rolled through the theater. Cameras caught stunned smiles across the audience. And within seconds, the moment exploded online, instantly becoming one of the most talked about highlights.
As I said, we're just 9 months into Trump's turn, and he's going Hulk smash on the White House. Last time, it took him at least 4 years to bring a demo crew to the Capitol. This is happening after Trump specifically promised his ballroom construction wouldn't touch the existing White House. Here he is talking about it this summer.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it.
So that was a lie.
Now, instead of the Chinese government harvesting our thoughts, interests, and personal information, Trump's buddy will have them instead. At least it's somebody we can trust, though, right?
The date was March 10th, 2024. The location was the Dolby Theater during the 96th Academy Awards, one of the most watched entertainment broadcasts on the planet. Actors, directors, and celebrities expected a celebration of film. Instead, the evening veered sharply into an unexpected public roasting of the future 47th President of the United States. Midway through his monologue, Kimmel learned that Trump had posted a harsh message on Truth Social, calling him the worst Oscars host ever. Reports later suggested producers urged Kimmel to ignore it and move on. What followed became the
What I said was this.
I just got a review, and has there ever been a worse host than Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars? His opening was that of a less-than-average person trying too hard to be something which he is not and never can be. Get rid of Kimmel and perhaps replace him with another washed-up but cheap ABC talent, George Slopanopoulos. He would make everybody on stage look bigger, stronger, and more glamorous. Blah, blah, blah. Make America great again. See if you can guess which former president just posted that on Tuesday. Anyone? No? Well, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for watching. I'm surprised you're still... Isn't it past your jail time?
Reaction shots told the story before any headline could. The cameras captured audience members laughing uncontrollably, with stars like Emma Stone and Bradley Cooper visibly stunned by what they had just witnessed. The live broadcast preserved every second. Before the ceremony even ended, major outlets were already publishing stories about the exchange. By morning, the conversation was everywhere. The narrative was simple but devastating. A president watched the Oscars from home and ended up as the night's biggest punchline. What made it resonate was the reversal.
Time magazine dropped a new issue to commemorate the deal. Let's take a look at his heroic cover shot. Okay. Ooh. Worst Georgia O'Keeffe ever. You know what?
We've had a hell of a couple of weeks, but I did get some exciting news this weekend. According to a new poll from YouGov, which is a serious polling site, or they were before this, I am more popular than the President of the United States.
For a figure whose public image has long revolved around commanding headlines and controlling the spotlight, the moment marked a rare shift. Kimmel flipped the camera and made Trump the focus of the joke. With a single line, the balance of power in the room changed. But the story didn't stop there. The following night, Kimmel leaned into it again on his own show, holding up his phone and jokingly referring to the Truth Social post as a personal award. He quipped that he finally had his Oscar, and that it arrived in the form of a Trump post. The laughter returned, louder this time, as the exchange evolved into a...
During the fact that I'm not a convicted felon friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and I've never paid off a porn star or sent a team of masked goons into a park to pull an old lady away from her grandchildren, I feel like my rating should be higher, maybe, than... At this point, finding a toenail in your salad has a 7-point lead over Donald Trump. And I hope he doesn't see this. I hate to, I don't like to upset him, but I think he might be upset because the White House put out a statement this afternoon. This is a real statement. Over 77 million Americans showed up on Election Day to cast their ballots for President Donald J. Trump, who is delivering on his overwhelming mandate to put America first. Jimmy Kimmel prays every night to garner a fraction of that support to keep his show on air after ratings dropped 64% last week. Sad. I like sad with an exclamation point.
Late-night hosts had criticized Trump for years, but what made this moment different was timing. Kimmel used Trump's own words against him in real time in front of a global audience. It wasn't just a roast, it was commentary on the reaction itself. Viewers weren't only laughing at the joke, they were laughing at the circumstances that made it possible. And the pattern continued. By October 2025, Kimmel once again highlighted another Trump complaint during a monologue, proving these exchanges had become a...
At this point, should we even believe that this is going to end up being a ballroom? It could just as easily end up being a combination Pizza Hut Taco Bell. Now, someone in his administration is clearly smart enough to know how bad this looks because the Treasury Department is right next door facing the demolition, and Treasury has now told their employees not to share any photos of the construction. Not generally something you instruct when you're proud of what's going on. Hey guys, remember, no photos at my wedding, and it's not because I'm marrying a body pillow of Mariah Carey.
During that later monologue, Kimmel introduced another Truth Social post, this time about a Time magazine cover that reportedly upset Trump. Adopting a mock-sympathetic tone, he joked that the lighting must have been the real issue. He painted a picture of a world leader fixated on an unflattering photo, and the audience immediately grasped the absurdity. Beneath the laughs was a sharper observation. Image and perception had become so central that even a magazine cover could spark outrage. In Kimmel's telling, it was someone being undone.
It's sad that the President of the United States has a lower approval rating than Diddy and diarrhea. That's what's sad. If he's looking, and no one cares very deeply about this sort of thing, if he's looking to improve his approval numbers, I have an idea. Release the Epstein files. Yeah.
Did you ever think the President of the United States would be celebrating your unemployment?
I mean, that son of a bitch, is really unbelievable.
Mr. Son of a bitch.
I mean,
Mr. Son of a bitch.
His royal, yes. Yeah, no, I never imagined that we'd ever have a president like this, and I hope we don't ever have another president like this again. I mean, I never even imagined there would ever be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their jobs. But somebody who took pleasure in that. That, to me, is the absolute opposite of what a leader of this country is supposed to be.
The segment gained traction almost instantly. News organizations dissected it, entertainment outlets replayed it, and fans circulated the clip endlessly online. This has always been one of Kimmel's greatest strengths. He rarely relies on raw outrage. Instead, He uses precision humor to deflate self-importance and turn power into comedy. As the focus shifts, the story widens to another familiar figure in late-night television. The scene moves to The Late Show in 2017. Papers cover the desk, sleeves are rolled up, and the audience senses something memorable is coming. After Trump criticizes CBS, in an interview, Stephen Colbert responds with a monologue that would become one of the most talked-about moments of his career.
At the White House, Trump talked about his wrecking ballroom. And the one thing I don't think we make enough fun of is how his brain is filled with cotton candy fantasies of lavish princely soirees.
So you'll have drinks, cocktails, everything on this floor, and then they'll say, "Welcome to dinner." You walk into the ballroom, Mr. Senators, and you're gonna see a ballroom the likes of which I don't think it'll be topped.
There'll be drinks, cocktails, like this, drinks and cocktails.
A vast majority say they want to see the Epstein files. 77% of Americans want the Epstein files released, but 100% of our American president does not want them released. Trump's treating these Epstein files like the grumpy old neighbor on Halloween. He turns off all the lights and just hopes the trick-or-treaters will assume there's nobody home. He's like, do you people not understand what a wonderful secret means?
I have this wonderful news for my dear friend Jimmy and his amazing staff. They continue the show. You know, I'm so happy for them. Plus, now that Jimmy's not being canceled, I get to enjoy this again. Yeah. I was stressed. Once more, I am the only martyr in late nights. Wait, unless CBS, you want to announce anything? Yes.
When I heard it, I was in the midst of, building a great. For 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom at the White House, right? They don't have a ballroom. They have to use tents on the lawn for President Xi when he comes over. If it rains, it's a wipeout. And so I was with the architects that would design. It's going to be incredible.
Like that. And why are we building a $200 million ballroom in the White? Is it possible that he's doing it intentionally so we could be bad about that instead of the Epstein list? By the time he's out of office,